So I'm filming this as a prequel to the video. I just made the actual video about the wine, but then after the fact, I realized that I was so excited about the wine and distracted by baby Ned that I hadn't really talked necessarily about what this wine is. So what this is, what is this? This is Munjebel. This is from Mount Etna, Sicily. So Sicily, largest island in the Mediterranean off the southern edge of Italy, actually further south than the northern tip of Algeria. So it's, you can say that it's as far south as parts of Africa. Subtropical. Mount Etna is the largest volcano in Europe. The top of Mount Etna is like almost 11,000 feet high. It's just, I think, a few feet short of that. This comes from the north slope of the mountain. It's 100% a grape variety called Nerella Mascalese, which is indigenous to here, to Mount Etna. It's grown a few other places now, but pretty much primarily, basically, just here around Mount Etna. This is made by Frank Cornelissen, who is a winemaker who sort of, I don't know, is inextricably linked with Mount Etna. He's one of the most famous winemakers on Mount Etna. He also, what's the right word? Acolyte of natural winemaking. When he started out, he was really extremely natural, and I think as he evolved, his real focus is just on making great wines that taste like the place without anything else getting in the way. So there's nothing added to this wine. There's no sulfur, there's no added yeast, anything like that. But he spent a long time refining his technique and refining what he does in the winery and refining the equipment that he has to give himself more options in how he works and what he can do with the fruit. As, you know, anyway, not to get into all of that. But so this is a zero sulfur, naturally fermented wine from Mount Etna. The vineyards are like 2,500 feet to 3,000 feet above sea level. 2018 started out, I think, kind of well. It was a warm winter, then it was sort of normal, then it was pretty, there was a little bit of drought early on. Then what matters, let me cut to the important part, in August, how much rain did they get in August? Jesus. They got a lot of rain. Is it still here? They got a lot of rain in August. 250 millimeters. Okay, so this area on the north side of Mount Etna gets like 500 to 650 millimeters of rain per year. So they got 250 millimeters in August alone. Then it sort of dried out and got normal over September, but then October, so harvest here is usually in October or late October, maybe the very beginning of November. They got 450 millimeters of rain in October. So just August and October together added up, they got as much rain as they get in maybe like a year and a half here. So it was a difficult, unusual, complicated harvest, trying to work around that and manage it. You know, the grapes picked up a lot of water, it diluted the sugar content. The acidity was still pretty healthy, the flavors are great. It's a really interesting wine for those reasons. Now I'll go into the video. There, yeah. Hi everybody, it's us, the Neds. Can you say hi? Can you wave hello? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, baby Ned. And we're here today, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're here with. Magma 10, MC number 9, Munjebel 8. But what we're going to do right now is this Munjebel 2018. So this is new Munjebel, not even released from the winery yet, baby Ned. Or, well, it's at Cave Ox and Bon Gustaya. in Randazzo, and I was just there in Randazzo, so that's how I got it. So this is Munjebel 2018. That I just brought back from Sicily. And as you can see, it's very light in color. 2018 was a pretty rainy, weird vintage, and like this is just how the wine is. What was this alcohol percentage? 12.5% alcohol. So wait, you want to grab the bottle? Here. You want to try to pull the cork out of it? Here you go. Grab it. Ah, good work. Yeah, you want to smell it? Here. No, you can smell it. So still 100% Nerello Mascalese, still a selection of different Contrada that Frank farms. Hey, give me that. Anyway, but definitely a lighter, brighter, fresher expression of the Munjebel. It smells really floral. It actually, I mean, and Nerello Mascalese can do that, but it's sort of kind of a little tiny bit smells like it reminds me of Frappato. Way more floral than, you know, in some vintages where it's more like meaty and smoky and spicy and stuff like that. Cheers! Cheers! Chin chin. Yeah, you got a drink now. Salute! Jeez, I gotta talk about the wine, baby. Sometimes people say that Nerello Mascalese from Mount Etna is like Pinot Noir, that it's like Burgundian. This is probably the most Burgundian Nerello Mascalese I've ever had from Mount Etna. This is very pretty. It's very elegant. This is really complex. It's not like lacking for flavor. It's just a much more like pretty, elegant, floral, feminine, expressive. Yes, all those things. Yeah. It's just a very different expression from a completely different vintage than the way that this wine usually is, which is really cool. Like that's the epitome of natural wine. It's, you know, like wine should taste like the climate and the place and that specific, yeah, copy my hand motions. Yeah, that specific like situation. It shouldn't be the same thing every time. Like, this to me, this is, oh, are you done? You're getting out of here? Right, there he goes. I'm just gonna slide you out of the shot. Now you're over there. Here, come on back for a second. Like, natural wine should be different every year. You want to go down? Okay. Floral fruit. It's got awesome salinity, actually. There's a real nice, like, salty mid-palate. It's not very tannic. You know, it's less extraction. It's still super, super interesting. How do I distract you for the rest of this video? I want to try a tiny bit more of it, and then maybe I should, actually, you know what? I'm going to pour this number 9 MC just as a something else. So this is, what is this, 2013. So look at that color. So that's, you know, deeper, much more red. Here, do you want to smell this? Was that different? It's a lot different, isn't it? Yeah, that's way more like spicy, and it smells like hot. It smells sunny. It smells smoky. It smells like dried fruit. It smells like cherries that have been left out in the sun on a rock for like a week, and they've turned into, I don't know what that's called, dried cherries, like cherry raisins. Yeah. Tastes super spicy. Way more tannin. dries my mouth out. Meaty, like literally roasted meat. And then this, the 2018 Munjebel, is so flowery. Yeah, that's way different. More acidity, more saltiness. It's more like bright and lively. It's crunchy. Like it's, I hate saying crunchy now because it's like quintessential, like cliche natural wine thing. But like this wine does have a real like minerally, like rocky, hard core. I should have brought in some of the pieces of lava that I have here from Mount Etna that just like have as a prop on the table. But this wine has it has great structure and minerality. It's not like a soft, retiring wine. But texturally, it kind of is actually really soft and pretty. Yeah, unique, like all of them. Pretty, unique, real, very good, very different. Like I said, I feel like that's what natural wine should be. It should be an expression of the place and that vintage and the weather, and that wine like undeniably, unarguably is, and it's super enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this, what this does and how it goes. Now I'm gonna go find that baby.